Isn't that sweet? He's confusing me with one of his sons again. Wow, do you think he's flirting with me? What is this?
That single sentence reveals everything about where Jimmy Kimmel and Donald Trump currently stand. Trump cannot stop mentioning him. Kimmel cannot stop finding it amusing. And somewhere between the two, a $250 million fraud trial is unfolding with the family's sons appearing on the witness stand. This is that story.
Has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less than average person trying too hard to be something which he is not and never can be. Get rid of Kimmel and perhaps replace him with another washed up but cheap ABC talent, George Slopanopoulos.
Trump traveled to a rally in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and rather than addressing policy, the economy, or any concern voters actually raised, he spent time critiquing Jimmy Kimmel's performance as Oscar host. 6 months after the ceremony, at a political rally, in front of thousands of supporters. Kimmel saw the clip that same evening, walked to his desk, and looked directly into the camera. No fury, no sermon, just a man who understood the punchline was already written.
Okay, now, see if you can guess which former president just posted that on Truth. Anyone? No? Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still... Isn't it past your jail time?
While Trump was revisiting the Oscars at campaign events, his son Don Jr. was seated in a New York courtroom, testifying in a $250 million fraud lawsuit targeting the family business. His argument was straightforward: the accountants were responsible. Kimmel heard this and did exactly what he always does: he read it back to the studio audience without adding a word. The crowd laughed. Kimmel moved forward. No lingering, no outrage, just the next piece of evidence.
I'm not supposed to rely on a big five accounting firm, like one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. I can pay them millions of dollars. I rely on them to do accounting, but I'm supposed to know more than them. By this logic, insurance companies are going to start suing patients for listening to their doctors.
Don Jr. watched the monologue. He posted an angry response online, framing it around Hollywood elites. 3 hours later, a rumor began circulating. Don Jr. had allegedly called the police on Jimmy Kimmel. He had not. There was no police station, no report number, no actual offense committed. Just a thumbnail, a fake siren sound, and the word breaking attached to something that changed nothing. Kimmel addressed it the following night, then shifted immediately back to covering the trial.
Posted that his dad is the father of hotel gyms. He said maybe someone put a gym in a building somewhere, but no one did it at the scale of my father. He's saying that his father, the father of the hotel gym, is a guy who's never stepped inside one.
Here is what Kimmel identified. Trump and his circle require the role of the victim. Victimhood is the actual product being sold. Every insult, every court appearance, every late-night joke gets reframed as persecution and marketed back to supporters as evidence that the system is working against them. Kimmel's reaction every single night remains the same. He lists what occurred. He reads the quotes aloud. He allows the audience to recognize the pattern on their own. No anger, no split-screen confrontations, no tagging Trump in hopes of a reaction, just the documented record, read in sequence.
Memoriam montages. He even worked my wife in there. Should I be worried that Trump has mentioned my wife more times at his rallies this year than his own? I also want to point out the Oscars were more than 6 months ago. He's still stewing over this joke. He keeps bringing it up, which I don't mind at all. In fact, I love it. I just wish he would quote it correctly. I didn't say, ha, 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 he thinks he bothers me.
Trump could not leave it alone. He posted about the Oscars a second time, misquoted it again, brought up Kimmel's wife, and called him one of the least intelligent people alive. Kimmel turned Trump's own tactics directly against him. He monetized the feud, sold the merchandise, and publicly described it as a gift. The audience roared, because Kimmel had just applied to Trump the exact same strategy Trump uses against everyone else.
I know your cognitive abilities are declining faster than the price of Truth Social stock, so if it helps, I'm happy to send you one of the many products commemorating what I said to you that night at the Academy Awards, so you never forget it again, like this t-shirt, or this coffee mug, or this coffee mug, or this coffee mug. There are a lot of coffee mugs.
Here is the element of this feud that nobody inside the outrage machine ever seems to learn. Every time Don Jr. fires off an angry rebuttal, he reminds millions of viewers that the joke connected. Every time Trump resurfaces the Oscars at another rally, he delivers Kimmel another usable clip. Every time the media apparatus publishes a fabricated story about police and invented crimes, the audience moves closer to the person quietly reading the record aloud. The heir to the operation got loud because loudness is the only currency he has remaining. In a media environment that rewards whoever shouts the hardest, Kimmel keeps his tone even, keeps the documentation organized, and lets the family supply the material week after week. The audience does not share these clips out of outrage. They share them because they feel a sense of relief. Someone has finally described the spectacle they have been watching all along. Subscribe if you believe clarity is more powerful than noise. Turn on notifications if you think documented evidence beats campaign rallies.